Hey guys, quick video for you today with the takeover for the Clan Boss team running the Batman Forever team. Basically, it's almost, well, this was before the Bat Eater and Killable, and this team basically utilizes block damage comps. You can run a Warcaster, a Santa, a Helicath, a Rush card. You can run them as long as you got like a 2-turn duration and unkillable or block damage. You can run this setup, and you run a Seeker in there as well. And with those together, you can run 2 DPS champions that allows for a great deal of damage. And you'll see how I will be running a team of 4 magic champions versus the Force Affinity clan boss and still be able to get way over the 1 key Ultra Nightmare with the gear that is above average but not end game, completely end game. Okay, it's above average, so it's not average. I almost could get everybody with 100% crit rate and all that good stuff, but it's not the best gear possible that you can have in an account. So let's have a look at the team at the end of the run. The key actually runs very easily. You don't even need to set anything up in terms of running it. You set up the custom AI and then you just click go. So let's have a look after 40 turns or so. As you can see, with a few turns to go, the team is 1 key on Ultra Nightmare, Force Affinity with 4 magic champions. The full team here works the best it can because it does have 2 DPS champions in Relentless sets, and they work so well together with the activation of poisons and HP burns. This becomes a really nice synergy of a block damage team that goes all the way to 50 turns with no real issues with having Ninja in a Relentless set and his extra turn meter that he gets on his A1. And if he doesn't get the A1 turn meter on the Force Affinity, you see clearly that this team works, and it probably is going to go to about 79 million. And once we go over their gear, you'll realize that there's a lot of room for improvement on pretty much every single one of these champions, but there's some things that you need to have in mind when you're building out this team. So those things that you have to have in mind is basically on affinities and how each affinity will be targeting a specific champion for the stun. So for this one, the Force Affinity, the stun is going on Darkel, who is first in position. Look at that. We actually reached 80.36 million with this team. We have Ninja at 28 million, 22 with Darkel, and look at that. If that is not a surprise, I don't know what is. Helicath with 15.8 million. Of course, he's strong affinity here. So it's natural that we can see the difference in damage. Okay, the weaker affinities couldn't do their maximum potential, and the strong affinity was not impacted as much. Okay, 20 minutes, 80 million, that's pretty good to me. Let's have a look at the setup first of the team and how everything can be done differently. So here you can see I have two different teams. I have one with Doom Priest and one without Doom Priest. For Doom Priest, you will need the Doom Priest when you are fighting the Spirit Affinity because of the speed down debuff on after AoE number 2, okay? And they work at the same speed with Darkel. So let's have a look at their speeds, and we'll have a look at the gear after that. You start out with Helicath on his A2 here with a 246 speed. Darkel doesn't really care on which skill you start out. Ninja, we start out with his A2. Rush card, we look out his A2 and we start out with the A3. Basically, he will start with the block damage. And we have Ninja at a 247, Rush with a 267. So Helicath is slower than the Ninja right here. And then, of course, Seeker with the 1 turn delay on his A2 skill, running at 254. And you'll see that the crit damage on every one is 214, 237, 226, 187, and on Helicath, that's 172. So lots of room there for improvement on Helicath, I would say, on Darkel, on Ninja. On Ninja's attack can go a little bit higher. Helicath's defense is quite nice, but Darkel's can go a little bit higher, although it's his poisons that do the most amount of damage. And Rush isn't even at 100% crit rate, but with 63% and 237 crit damage, we're still dishing out some solid amounts of damage. And of course, Seeker could go a little bit higher, especially in the attack part and the crit damage part. Okay, let's have a look at the exact gearing and how this works, and I'll explain what you need to be careful. So go back and I'll show you what kind of gear each and every one had. So, okay, let's start out with Ninja. So Ninja had a Relentless set, fully booked out, of course, running War Master and of course Master Hexer for the extension of his debuffs. Then Relentless set and 2 broken sets, the offsets, which help you get to those very, very important stats. I was trying to get as much accuracy as possible, of course. So each gear, we did have the glyphs in there on speeds and everything. This is very crucial if you are running such fast builds, especially 247 is quite fast on champions that you're looking for a specific set on. So the Relentless set, which is tournaments only, and also trying to get high accuracy, high crit rate, high crit damage, high everything, right? So these are his accuracy chest piece right there, speed boots, and then a 5-star accuracy. No, that's an attack banner. Actually, we could have gone for an accuracy banner, but that's the one I came up with. And then crit damage, of course, and attack with attack percent. I didn't go for any revenge accessories, by the way, because that could have made this run even trickier with his out of turn counterattacks. And that's pretty much it for Ninja. So let's have a look at the Rush. Rush is running just speed. Basically, it was kind of hard to get the high speed of 267 on this account. So 63% crit rate, 237 crit damage. That's pretty much it. His A3 must be booked. The others, we don't really care. And then we run War Master and Retribution, which are very basic masteries when you try to take them for such setups. Same thing with Helicath. Helicath, I could have gone for the defense tree here, but I just didn't bother changing it. And of course, we do have War Master right here. These were the masters that it was before on him. And of course, he's fully booked out, especially the A3. You can't go without it. And we're running a Savage set here with 1 Retribution accessory. So the counterattack accessory, but Savage with 246 and 172 with 4.6k. So here we're trying to get, you know, crit rate, gloves, defense percent on the chest piece, speed boots with some accuracy. So the accuracy for his weakened debuff, that definitely helps everyone. Dish out a little bit more damage, and you'll see like the weapon has crit damage and speed, but we could have had, you know, crit rate here. We could have had, you know, higher defense percent on items such as the helmet and the shield. Okay, but we're still looking for accuracy. So crit rate, crit damage, speed, accuracy. Overall, the stats that we're looking for are quite high on everyone, but that is what you want if you're trying to get a 1-key team, right? You can't run just whatever gear you have and expect to see the end game results, which are, you know, the 1-key teams and all that. Let's have a look at Dark Hill. So Dark Hill, again, running Relentless. Relentless is one of the best sets in the game. You'll see that once you dive into Hydra and how many good Relentless sets you're gonna need. And we have him with Retribution accessories as well. He used to have 3, but I changed it to 2 just to get his accuracy a little higher. With 293, he was still getting resists, not weak hits, resist, which is, you know, the randomness of the game. 3.6k attack, 219, 187, fully booked out, and we're running Giant Slayer, Sniper, Master Hexer, and Cycle of Magic. His overall kit works very well for Clan Boss as well, and works in tandem with Ninja. And then finally, with Seeker, we do have War Master and the Retribution Mastery, because one champion was getting the stun, so we could get some counterattacks off it. Fully booked out, of course, and just running damage, really. We do have the Fatal set here, but that doesn't really play much role in what we actually are looking for. So the 100% crit, high crit damage, high attack with the speed that we're looking for this specific setup. And as alternatives, okay, Doom Priest is needed as a cleanser. I would say if you're trying to run something such as this, you will run Doom Priest at the 218 to 227 mark, which is like the Bat Eater setup, right? But this one is not the Bat Eater. Of course, this is called the what was the name of it? I think it was called the Batman Forever. This was before the Bat Eater, actually, and it's basically because it utilizes Seeker. And we have Doom Priest right here with the Toxic set, very, very strong to get some additional poisons in, because we'll be taking away Dark Hell from this specific team. And Doom Priest will allow for the cleanse during the stun, and will allow for the cleanse during the Spirit Affinity speed debuff that will be applied to the whole team. And this is the reason that I had to build these two setups right here, one with Doom Priest and one without. The issue will be, I think, on actually Magic Affinity and Spirit Affinity. Those two, with this specific setup, you can't really run, and you should be running the Doom Priest so she can cleanse the stun on one of the targets, which is probably going to be Helicath, and she will also be cleansing the speed debuff. So two very strong setups. You have to be careful for the affinities, for the stuns, and the team works as you guys saw. So thanks guys for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.